Welcome to RMS Sales Training and Inspiration. I am back here in Atlanta, Georgia, and it's great to be here in this awesome city. Once again, thank you to all our wonderful hosts, Mr. Jason Woodward, Sean Benson, Mitch Torbett, and the whole crew. It's always great to be around here. This is a great city. Look forward to coming back. We are excited to tell you that we're going to be doing many shows in the near future. So if you'd like to be a guest on this show, give me a call. 904-434-4635, and we will have you on our show so you can bless other people. Today is going to be, all our shows are fantastic, but this is really near and dear to my heart because I have a guest that's a true friend. I got to know him through this business. He's out of Chicago, and he has taken his time to fly out to Atlanta to share some things about finances, things that have helped him, and he's going to be transparent on some of the struggles that he's been through, and this will help you to not make mistakes that we have made. So I'm excited that he's going to be here. His name is Ray Tops. Looking forward to having him on our show, and he's going to share some great things with you because in this industry, I have seen this where people make $300,000 a year. That's pretty good money, and they make higher than that, but they live like they make $1 million a year. And they become broke at a higher level, and they become a financial disaster. And the problem is they don't have any kind of financial plan at all. And I'll be first to say that with Retriever, that's something that we really have not spent a lot of time on with people, on how to pay your taxes and what the right way to do in paying your taxes, how to become debt-free. There's a great phrase right there. How many of you want to become debt-free? How to make sure you pay your bills, how to make sure you save money, how to be financially wealthy, because that's the opportunity that we have. Wherever you want to go in life with Retriever Merchant Solutions, you can go and grow as high and as far as you want to go. You can make 100 grand, 200 grand, 500 grand, over $1 million a year. You can become a millionaire in this business if you really believe it. Do we have people that do that? Absolutely we do. People are taking advantage of this opportunity, but it's important that you have a financial plan. For me, when I started in 2002, I was a financial wreck. I was owing the IRS $90-something thousand from a previous business. My wife and I had some financial issues. We had debt, and we followed a formula by Dave Ramsey. I'm promoting him. And it's called the Total Money Makeover. And in that formula, throughout that book, if you read it, I'm going to encourage you to write that down and read it. He taught us how to become debt-free. And it's not a get-rich-quick scheme or anything like that, but he taught us how to become debt-free. We had our IRS reduced. We paid out all of our debt, and I'm thankful and blessed and pleased to say that we are 100% debt-free. We just bought a new home. We got a mortgage on that one, but we're going to pay that off in a couple of years. So we owed 3 houses. 2 of them are paid for. This one will be paid for in the next couple of years. And we have many blessings of financial abundance. And that's what we have. I don't say that to brag. I always remain humble. I know where our blessings come from, but I know there's a great plan. And all you got to do is follow that. And I'm thrilled and excited that Ray Tops is here. He has achieved some great success in this industry. And he's going places in this company, and you're going to be fortunate just to be able to hear him speak with me and speak with you tonight. So let's take a quick break, and I'm here to welcome Mr. Ray Tops, and break out your notebooks and pens because we got some valuable information to share with you. We'll be right back. We'll see you in a few minutes. Hi, it's Rich Norton. I am a board member for the Haven Horse Ranch in St. Augustine, Florida. This is a wonderful ministry that specializes in equine therapy for special needs children. What an amazing ministry. If you'd like to support this ministry, go to havenhorseranch.org, havenhorseranch.org in St. Augustine, Florida, and you will bless somebody and you'll get blessed yourself. Appreciate you doing that. God bless.
Hey everybody, Johnny Van Zandt here from Skinner. Hey, I want you to donate to the Hands and Feet West Side. West Side's the best side. There you go. It's where I was born at. Anyway, hey, listen, they're feeding homeless vets, homeless people, helping people recover. They're a good organization. Don't forget, donate to the Hands and Feet West Side. God bless.
Rock and roll, bro.
Please donate to the Hands and Feet Foundation West Side today. This ministry is a 501c3 non-for-profit organization. They feed people everyday hot meals. They give away clothes and food, and they also offer a sanctuary and prayer. Donate to the Hands and Feet Foundation on the West Side, Jacksonville, Florida, right there on 103rd Street. God bless you. Tell them American Hearts Radio sent you. We're on a mission for God.
Please visit Hands and Feet Westside, www.facebook.com/handsandfeet.org, or give them a call at 904-465-5083. 904-465-5083.
Hey everybody, go to handsandfeetfoundation.org and support them. Don't forget, support, support, support. For the Son of Man who came to seek and save the lost. Luke 19:10.
Hi, it's Rich Norton here with Retriever Merchant Solutions. Thank you for tuning into our shows. We've had a great response from each and every one of you. And I've had many, many inquiries about applying for a position with Retriever Merchant Solutions. Yes, we do have opportunities. If you're a go-getter, you like meeting people, you have dreams, you have aspirations, you have big goals, and you want to be a big success, we're going to teach you, we're going to train you, we're going to help you. Give me a call at 904-434-4635. Rich Norton, Retriever Merchant Solutions, 904-434-4635, and we will help you make your dreams come true.
Hey everybody, Johnny Van Zandt here from Skinner. You're watching RMS with Richard Norton. Sales and inspiration.
Yeah.
There you go.
On American Hearts Radio, Web TV.
Welcome back to RMS Sales Training and Inspiration. I'm excited and thrilled that we have Mr. Ray Tops with me tonight.
How you doing, Rich?
I'm doing fantastic.
Good.
Welcome. Ray came from Chicago, and he's down here in Atlanta, Georgia. We're spending a couple days together, and I had asked Ray to be on our show and share some financial secrets with you that's helped him, some success formulas, and it's going to be fantastic. So Ray has been in the business for, you could share, I mean, you know more than
17 years.
17 years.
18 years. 17 years. Yeah, 17.
Give everybody your background, how you got started in the business, and where you are today.
Well, hello, guys. I'm Ray Tops. I've been with Retriever for 7 years now, and I've been in the business for 17 years, and I have always been successful. And I started as an inside sales rep, as a telemarketer with a company back in 2001 by total accident. I was actually being groomed to take over my father's business, which is in construction, and I never really liked construction. I didn't like getting my pretty hands dirty. I got nice nails. I get my nails done. You know, my wife laughs at me, but this is what I do. And one year, it was my senior year of college, I was playing in a softball intramural tournament, and I blew my knee out, totally. And I had to have reconstructive knee surgery, and I wasn't able to work with my father that summer. And all my friends worked with my dad, but I wasn't able to, so I found a job as a telemarketer, just looking in the paper, looking at calling some ads, telling them my situation, you know, that I was going to have knee surgery, and I have to keep my leg up on the desk and with ice and things like that, and I have a little leg machine. A lot of people just said, don't bother applying, don't bother applying. So I had one company that said, go ahead, apply. So I applied. I went in for an interview. They liked me. I told them my situation. They hired me. So I said, okay, I'm going to go for it. I think I was making $10 or $12 an hour at the time, but it was with a credit card processing company, and I was setting leads for our inside sales reps. And for those of you who get leads, know that that's where I started. I started as an inside lead generator, you would call it, just like the lead generators we have at our company. So that's where I started, and it's kind of funny because my sales rep that I used to give leads to was out to lunch one day, and I had a lady on the phone, and she wanted to do business now. She was like, I want to do this right now. So listening to the sales rep pitch and sell over the phone, I just did the same thing he did. Took the application. Back then we used to fax everything over because I don't even think we had email back then. And then we had to send the lady a camera and take photos of her business, but I at least got the application signed and had her send the check back. So when my bosses came back from lunch, I walked into my VP's office and said, hey, I wrote a deal. I thought I was going to get fired because I went against the grain, did something I wasn't supposed to do, and I actually got promoted to sales. And then I went into sales training the following Monday, was in sales training for a couple of days, hit the ground running. And I had a niche for it, I guess. I was very good at what I did. And throughout the years before I reconnected with Retriever, because I did connect with Retriever at one point in my career with Brian Kamstra, back in 2006, I believe it was. But I had worked for some different companies and bounced around from different companies and had different job titles and had salaries and all this great stuff, and never really knew what it was to be an outside sales rep as a 1099 commission-only rep until I met with Brian Kamstra and went into the field in 2011. And I was extremely nervous. I was just frightened. I was like, I don't know if I can do this. I think I need to sell over the phone. Brian's like, you can do this. You know what you're doing. Just take your inside pitch and take it to the outside. So my first day when I was on the road with Retriever was 2001 in May. I remember this vividly because at that time I was getting married in August of 2011. And me and my wife Elise just had a baby. Well, it wasn't my wife at the time. We were getting married in August. My wife just had a baby in February. I had just come back from a job that I was working at, and we were broke. We had no money. I think we had $500 in the checking account. So I went to work. My first day, I wrote 3 deals. I was convinced. 3 deals in my first day.
Not bad
Yeah,
start.
3 leases. I think I made $6,500, and I was driving home, and I was on the phone with my wife, and I was crying. I was just so excited about what happened, and nothing has changed since then. Since I've been with Retriever, I have grown my portfolio to X amount of merchants, and my residuals are fantastic. I'm also a group leader. I have about 30 to 35 sales reps that work with me, with my partner, Sean Ryan. He's also a rep with Retriever, and he's a group leader with me. And I also sit on the advisory board now for Retriever for my second time. And it's a blessing because you get to help people and you get to do things that you're giving back, and I've learned that from Rich, because from the day I met Rich, he's always been the type of guy to give back and give back and give back. And I was never really that way. I was really the way of just make all the money you possibly can for yourself. And then I realized that's not how it works. It doesn't work that way. And it got me into some little bit of a mess in my life. And
that's what I wanted to. I'm glad you brought that up because I want to get into that.
Yeah, that's what we're going to talk about.
All about. This is awesome. It's amazing you took that one situation that was a negative situation where your knee blows out, and all of a sudden, look where you are today.
Yes, I know.
From that to where you are today is pretty incredible. So what was bad turned out to be a true blessing.
Yeah.
Turned out to be a good thing. So I talked about that earlier in the beginning of the show, is that there are so many representatives that are making good money, big money, but they don't have any kind of financial planning. And I've made mistakes, and I know you have made mistakes. And you were at our summit last summit that we did in Orlando in January, and you gave this amazing talk, which was like from the heart, and you just shared with everybody, and you were just everybody was inspired, and then they were like, this is valuable information. I was watching people writing all this stuff down as you were sharing. So I wanted you to share like where you were at and what got you through, and some of the things that you're using right now with technology to help you with your financial success.
Well, my first couple of years in the business, I did very well. I made the trips. So I wrote 150, 200, 250 deals. So I made a lot of money. And most of my deals were leases. So I was making $200,000, $300,000, $400,000 a year. But like Rich has said in the past, you make $300,000 a year, you live like you're making $500,000 a year. You can't do that. Okay? That is a big no-no. And I've learned that the hard way. Very hard. To the tune of almost over $100,000. And what I've learned is you have to put money away from every dollar you receive from Retriever. What I do is I put away 25%. I don't care if I make $100 or I make $5,000. 25% goes into a separate account that we don't touch, we don't look at, we don't talk about it. It's just there, and that's the IRS account.
So it's not your money.
It's not my money. It belongs to the government. That's how it works. We don't touch it. If we're in a bind, I go out and work harder. We'll make the money. But I never, ever touched that money. It took me about 5 years to get that way because I went into a jam with the IRS and had to borrow and rob Peter to pay Paul and do all these things to make sure I was in good standing with the IRS, and got into a payment plan with them because I owed the IRS almost $100,000, and it was very, very negative. It took a toll on me. It took a toll on my wife. It took a toll on our marriage. It took a toll on me selling. It just was so negative. And when I realized the easiest thing to do was just take 25% out of my check every time I got paid and put it into a separate account, was like a godsend. And you learn to live more frugal when you do things that way. If you make 50 grand in a month, don't act like you make 50 grand in a month. Act like you made 20 grand and put money away. Learn how to save. Because when you get into this business, if you do well, you will make more money than you ever dreamed of. That's a fact, right, Rich?
No doubt about it. No doubt
That's a
about
fact.
it.
And I'm sure Jason and the Ursos can attest to that, and whoever else has been on the show. It will change your life financially, and then it's going to change you financially for the good or for the bad, and that's where you make the decision. Because you're the one who has to take care of your finances. You're not a W-2 employee that is money's being taken out of your check to pay Uncle Sam. You have to do it yourself, and you have to be responsible enough to do it yourself. So over the years, I have a good accountant, and he's helped me with some things, and he has showed me an application on my phone that anybody can download, and it costs $5 a month, $5 a month, and it will track all your spending that you do, everything, all your travel. I recommend that you get one credit card and use one credit card for your expenses for work, and then you can attach that credit card to this application, which is called QuickBooks Self-Employed. If you put that in your app, it's called QuickBooks Self-Employed. It will come right up. It's a free download, but it's $4.99 a month. And then what you do is you link your bank account and your credit card to this software, and every time you get a charge on your credit card or a deposit into your account, it links everything together, and it assumes what it's going to be categorized under. So you can categorize it under certain things like gas, travel, expense, you took a client out to dinner, whatever the case may be. But one of the nicest features it has is it tracks your mileage. Because we all do a lot of driving. I have a 2016 car. I got 140,000 miles on it. And I bought it brand new. I put a lot of miles on my car. So what I do now is every time, I update it every day. And I have it on my phone. I update it daily at the end of the day for all the transactions that I did. And the mileage is the best thing, because when you write off 70,000 miles in a year, that's going to throw up a red flag for the IRS, okay? And the last thing you want to do is get audited.
Yes.
Okay?
No fun.
No fun. No fun, because I've been audited, and they go through things with a fine-tooth comb, and they want answers for everything. And it is a nightmare. And when you get audited, they come to your house, they show you a badge, they have all this paperwork, and then you have to sit down with them for probably 7 or 8 hours at your kitchen table, and they just go through everything, and they want an answer for every dollar that was spent, where it was spent, why it was spent, and how it was spent. And it's very, very scary.
Absolutely. Intimidating.
Yeah, it is intimidating.
And by having that app, what a great thing that is because it's all right there.
Yeah, so the app is right on your phone, and it's so easy to use. It's user-friendly. It's changed the way that I conduct business. I use only one credit card when I travel for work, and I have a separate bank account that we get our deposits in, and that's all we do. And then my wife has a credit card for personal use. I have the same credit card for personal use, so we keep things separated. Because the last thing you want the IRS to say is commingling funds when you do that, because most of us are set up as LLCs or S Corps or C Corps. When you commingle funds, you can get in trouble for doing that as well. So you want to keep things separated. Keep your personal expenses and your business expenses separated. Otherwise, you will get caught up. It's not if, it's just when. It will happen. Because we make so much money in this business, the IRS loves to audit, and they will audit you. So you need to be prepared. So now, if I ever get audited again, I literally hit 3 buttons on my phone, and I have all the reports for everything. My mileage is tracked from what point I went to what point I arrived to. And it literally gives you the address, and it gives you how many miles you drove, and it also gives you the exact tax deduction amount for that trip. So at the end of the day, when you send the report, it calculates everything up at the bottom for your CPA or your accountant or whoever you're using to do your taxes. Or God forbid you get audited and they want to say, prove to me that you drove 60,000 miles. And I say, hang on, and I email them the report. As soon as you show them that you are prepared, a lot of the pressure comes off. When I went through the audit and I was able to show them I was prepared, the lady that audited us, she came down from here to here. At first, she was aggressive and mean and nasty. And then when she seen that I had actual proof of what I did, she became a lot nicer and the audit went a lot smoother. So be prepared. Get this app. It's called QuickBooks Self-Employed. If you go to your app store on your phone, you can download it on a regular Android or iPhone, which everybody mostly has a smartphone nowadays. If you don't have a smartphone, then get up with technology.
There you go. Yeah.
Right?
I'm still needing work on that too myself.
Yeah. And I share this with Rich because I know Rich keeps a log in his book. He writes it down on paper. Old school, which is still fine, which works. And I know a lot of people do that. And that's why I spoke at the summit about this, because there's a better way and a more economical way and a more precise way to do this. And when you show it, if you get audited, and if you show the whoever's auditing you from the IRS a notebook of things that you wrote down, they may question that. But when you show them a spreadsheet in an Excel format that shows you the address you went to and the address that you arrived at, or the address you left from and the address you arrived to, shows you exactly how many miles you drove and exactly what the deduction is. And when you print that off and hand that to them, it makes things a lot smoother. So I really suggest you get this app on your phone, and it's very, very easy to use, and start itemizing your charges for gas, for meals, if you bought a new pair of pants for work, new shoes. That's all stuff you can write off with this job. But the reason I say 25% is because you might actually only pay 20% in taxes. And then at the end of the year, if you made a couple $100,000 and you saved 25%, that's 50 grand. And if you only had to pay 20% in taxes, you got leftover money. That's like a savings account. And then I would strongly recommend you set up a SEP IRA and you start putting money away for retirement, because that is important as well. I never did that the first couple of years until I actually talked to Rich about that. He told me about SEP IRA and told me that it's made him a millionaire. If you don't want me to share, if you don't mind me saying that. And I've done the same thing, and over the last few years, I can't believe how much money we've put into this thing. It's changed my life. I mean, the only debt that I have now is my new house. Everything else is paid off.
Incredible. Just that in itself, the SEP IRA. And I started it, people can say, well, Ray, you make a lot of money, you can do that. But you can start that. The key is to get into this discipline of doing it right now. And then when you're making a lot more money, you're going to put a lot more away. And you can actually put $52,000 a year into a SEP IRA right now. And you write that off, and it comes out to like $4,600. I have it just coming right out of my account along with other investments. But I started doing that when my residual was like $8,000 a month. And then I started putting like $2,000 a month away and moved it up. And you just get in the habit of doing that. But all this stuff, this is great, valuable information. You know, going back to what Ray talked about earlier, keep your personal stuff personal. Keep your business stuff business. Make sure you separate all that, correct? Very
important, yes.
And then 25%, we do have to pay taxes. You know, none of us are immune to it. Sometimes we think,
I wish we were.
We get all this money. Oh, we have to pay taxes on it? I knew there was a catch. But 25% of that money is not your money. So remember that. That goes, pay Caesar what is Caesar. That's biblical. You know, we have to pay our taxes. Everybody does. So you put that away, you forget about it. If you got money left over, apply it towards the next year. You know, so forget, that's not your money at all. So that's great. And then you're talking about the SEP IRA, but you get to a point where you become debt-free, you don't owe anything, and you're making lots of money, and now you're just putting money away. And I'm putting, even though I give a lot of money away, I put 15 to 20% of my income away into long-term investments.
That's good.
Between SEP, IRA, and all the other investments that we're doing. And that's building. I sat with my financial advisor at the beginning of the year, said your income for what we have here for you earned about 14% last year.
That's fantastic.
It was awesome. Yeah, absolutely awesome.
And that's a good point Rich just made. He said financial advisor, because we're very busy with what we do. And I don't have time to trade stocks, and I have time to invest in this and invest in that. I seeked out a financial advisor that was very reputable, that's with a great company, and it's with Morgan Stanley. And I told him, I go, listen, I don't care what you do with the money, just make it grow.
There you go.
I don't want to know what you're doing it. I'm not going to call you every single day. Let's have quarterly meetings, and we'll figure out exactly where we are, and we'll go from there. But we're going to send you X amount of dollars every single month. We're going to wire it into the account. You invest it how you feel. And we've had great returns. And if you want to know this person's name, I can give it to you. You give me a call or shoot me an email. That's totally fine. But it's worked for me and my family. It's truly blessed us, like Rich says. And, you know, now moving forward, my income just grows every year because it's a wonderful business that we're in. And I put more away, because eventually we all want to retire one day, right? And we maybe. Well, I know I do. And I like to play golf every day if I could.
But it's nice to wake up in the morning and say, I don't have to work. You know,
it is a wonderful feeling.
You know,
I want to work.
Exactly. Yeah, I go to work because I choose to go to work because I'm having fun. But it takes that pressure off when you're building that income and you're building your wealth, and you got that going, and it's it takes the stress away. You just
it does. And another thing for some of the new people and maybe some of the veterans that have been in this business is what I've started doing in the last 2 years is I started a daily routine. And from the time I wake up in the morning, Monday through Friday, I do the exact same thing.
Awesome.
I wake up, I go to the gym, eat a breakfast afterwards, and then I hit the road. When you do those things in a row and you do them every day, and I listen to certain music that I like, my wife thinks I'm crazy because I like rap music. It is what it is. And, you know, I find inspiration in some rap songs. But that's what I like. And I have my playlist on my car, and I have it in my headphones at the gym, and it just gets me going for the day. And I do this every morning, and my day starts at 5:30 in the morning, a.m. That's when I wake up. Saturdays and Sundays, I wake up at 5:32, but I might lay in bed for an extra hour and watch the news or something because I don't really have to get out of bed.
Exactly.
You know, unless the kids are jumping on me, but that's usually on the regular basis.
And that's so important. In fact, it's amazing that you brought that up because as you know, I send out a Monday morning motivation.
Yes.
And this past week was about having a positive routine. And the question that I asked is, when you get up, do you fly by the seat of your pants or do you have a routine? And when you have a routine, you know what's expected out of you each and every day. And I'm crazy. I do so much in the morning that I have to get up at 4 in the morning now. So I'm up at...
I'm not that crazy. 5:30 is good for me.
Yeah, I'm up at 4 in the morning. First thing I do is I start doing my exercise. 60 push-ups, 60 sit-ups, 60 jumping jacks.
It's gone up.
Yeah, it's gone up.
Yeah, I remember you were telling me it was 20, 20, and 20.
Yeah, but,
it's
next
gone
time
up.
it'll be
Good for
100.
you. Wow.
And then walking for 35 minutes, and I see the deer out playing around, and that's my quiet time. I got my music going.
Yeah.
May not be rap music, but there's some good music. And then I play guitar, jump in the shower, and I'm out the door by 6:45. But having that routine really makes a difference, so it's great. Ray, this time has gone by fast.
It sure has.
Great
That was a quick
having you on the
30 minutes,
show.
man.
Yes.
Thanks for having me.
Will you come back again?
I will love to come back.
Because the information that you shared was absolutely fantastic, and I know each and every one of you. Can you give everybody real quick? You said your phone number.
Yeah, sure. My cell number is 773-617-5663, and my email is ray.tops. That's TOPPS. @gmail.com. Real easy.
Awesome.
If you can, I know our Retriever website is putting up our information as being board members on the website very soon, so you'll see all that info on there with our bios and our testimonies and things like that nature. So that will all be up, but you can call the office and get my information. They all know that I am not afraid to talk to anybody, and I enjoy it because I am a group leader, and I enjoy watching people become successful off of the training I've give them. It's a blessing. It really is.
And there you see it. We're here for you, and the information
Yes,
that's been shared today has been valuable information. I totally appreciate it.
Yes,
It's been
thanks for
fantastic.
having me, man.
Thanks for being on
Thanks
the
for
show.
having
It's
me.
been great. Today is God's gift to you. What you do with this day is your gift back to God. So have a blessed day. I know this show blessed you, and we're looking forward to seeing you again in the future. Rich Norton with Ray Tops. We'll see you next time.
Peace.